I'm still mad as hell about this. So now it's the two airlines with these new service dog policies. It's clear discrimination against those with psychiatric service dogs who, by law, are required to be as well trained as any other service dog you can think of, including guide dogs. So, let's get this over with and go take a look. Delta and United updated their emotional support animal policies. The airlines now require travelers to provide letters from their vet and doctor. I'm not doing it. I'm not having it. As of yesterday, March 1, people flying with Delta or United will need to provide additional documentation in order to bring their emotional support animals inside the cabin. They forgot to mention psychiatric service animals, which are also lumped in. The new policies come after some high-profile incidents of people trying to bring exotic therapy pets on their flights. Remember the emotional support peacock? People have been doing this for years, with some who don't have emotional or psychiatric disorders gaming the system to fly with their beloved pets for free. But it seems like airlines are getting serious about cracking down. ABC News reports that Delta and United Airlines will require the following forms for people traveling with emotional support animals or a psychiatric service animal: veterinary health forms and immunization records, signed letters from a licensed doctor or mental health professional, and signed certification of training. The changes do not apply to people traveling with service animals. Clear discrimination, which are trained to perform specific tasks to help people with physical and mental disabilities. Urgh. United said it's seen a 75% increase in emotional support animal incidents between February 2017 and 2018. Delta noted an 84% increase in reported incidents involving service and support animals since 2016, including urination, defecation, and biting. It was United Airlines that refused to let a woman bring her peacock on board her flight at Newark Airport in January for a number of reasons, including its weight and size. A Delta passenger was attacked by another customer's emotional support dog on a flight in June 2017. He was bitten in the face multiple times. The airline said last year that it carries about 700 service or support animals daily, or almost 250,000 annually, an increase of 150% since 2015. United and Delta passengers have to submit these forms by email or online at least 48 hours in advance of their flight. If United's accessibility desk doesn't clear you in advance, you may be required to transport the animal as a pet, and pet fees may apply. Delta's Service Animal Support Desk will verify the documents and confirm the customer's reservation to travel with an emotional support animal before they arrive at the airport. These travelers must use the full-service check-in counter at the airport. Delta may also ask to see health and vaccination forms for service animals at the airport, but those travelers can check in online via the Delta app, airport kiosks, or the counter. Delta seems especially fed up, saying in a release, customers have attempted to fly with comfort turkeys, gliding possums, snakes, spiders, and more, ignoring the true intent of existing rules governing the transport of service and support animals can be a disservice to customers who have real and documented need. Well, what about my real and documented need? This just ticks me off to no end. Wow. I, ugh, I am just fed up and upset. These news stories, they talk about emotional support animals. What they don't tell people is that it applies to psychiatric service animals. Legitimate psychiatric service animals do physical tasks for physical problems that the mental illness brings on that their handlers have. You know, if you want to understand a little bit more about that, go see my video on psychiatric service dogs, a real talk about psychiatric service dogs. There you'll learn what psychiatric service dogs can do. So this does a disservice to legitimate service dogs who are trained as well or better than, say, the guide dog from the guide dog agency. I just don't know what to say. I'm riled up and I'm not going to get unriled. I'm not having it. And if somebody doesn't take it to court, I may have to do something and book a ticket and see the way I'm treated, because this just, wow, this just riles me up to no end. I will refrain from cussing, using bad words, you know, but I'm ticked, and most psychiatric service dog users are pretty ticked. You know, we put every bit as much time into our dogs as a dog for a blind person or somebody that's hearing impaired or somebody in a wheelchair. We put just as much time and effort into our dogs. They're indistinguishable from any other service dog. And to put this on us, it's clear discrimination. In fact, those with legitimate, properly trained psychiatric service dogs, here's the deal. Your dog should already be indistinguishable from any other service dog. Make up something. Make up something, you know, a creative name for what you have. At this point, I'm not a person, I don't like lying. I severely don't like lying. And I refrain from lying, you know, always. However, you know, while two wrongs don't make a right, if I've got to go somewhere, if I've got, you know, an emergency flight, I don't usually, but it could happen. If I have to get somewhere, these policies go against the ACAA. They are violating the law the way it's written. Now, they may let them, but that doesn't change the fact that they're violating the law the way it's written. They are breaking the law. So, in a pinch, you make up a creative name for what you have, describe it creatively, whatever. That's what we're left with. You know, and this isn't going to work for people with untrained dogs because their dog doesn't act like a service dog. So they're going to get outed immediately. You know, they're going to, the dog will tell on them. But for those of us who have spent every bit of the time and effort that other people do training service dogs, and we have legitimate trained service dogs, do what you got to do, guys. Do what you got to do. Two wrongs don't make a right, but this level of stigma and discrimination, you know, that's twice as wrong. So I say do what you got to do at this point. I have been a stickler about following the laws. I've been a stickler about, if you have a psychiatric service dog, don't pass it off as something else. Own up to your disability, get your doctor letter, you know, all of that. You know, I've always recommended that. But the doctor letter was bad enough. But I was okay. We can do that to help contain those that will fake it. But this is a step too far. As far as I'm concerned, this is a step just too far, and all bets are off at this point. I hate to say this, I feel bad for saying this, but you know, all bets are off at this point. Do what you got to do. But in other news, I hear tell that the Department of Transportation is going to put out a new proposal on changing the service dog rules by July. They will have a public comment period. Psychiatric service dog users, be sure to comment. I'll let you know as soon as I know. I will let you know what's happening. Comment. If you like what they've put out, if it seems fair and not discriminatory, praise them and tell them how good it is. If there's something in there that's bad, let them know. Do it. Anyway, till next video. Bye.